The Anglo-Saxons didn't used to write down their myths and legends. Instead, they had an oral tradition. Only later the Christian brought them the written words, and they transcribed it in manuscripts. Four great poetic codices of all English poetry are the Junius manuscript, the Vercelli book, the Exeter book, and the Novel Codex. The Wanderer from the Exeter book. The Wanderer conveys the meditations of a solitary exile on his past happiness as a member of his lord's band of retainers. He remembers the days when, as a young man, he served his lord, feasted together with comrades, and received precious gifts from the Lord. Yet fate turned against him when he lost his lord, kinsmen, and comrades in battle. They were defending their homeland against an attack, and he was driven into exile. The Wanderer can be seen as progressing through three phases. First, as a solitary man who dwells on the death of other warriors and the funeral of his lord. Then, as a man troubled in mind, who meditates on past hardships and the fact that mass killing have been innumerable in history. And finally, as a man wise in mind, who has come to understand that life is full of hardships, impermanence, suffering, and everything is governed by God. The Dream of the Rood, from the Vercelli book. The poem is set up with the narrator having a dream. In this dream or vision, he is speaking to the cross on which Jesus was crucified. The poem itself is divided up in three separate sections: the first part, the second part, and the third part. In section 1, the narrator has a vision of the cross. Initially, when the dreamer sees the cross, he notes how it is covered with gems. He is aware of how wretched it is compared to how glorious the tree is. However, he comes to see that between the beautiful stones it is stained with blood. In section 2, the cross shares its account of Jesus' death. The crucifixion story is told from the perspective of the cross. It begins with the enemy coming to cut down the tree and carrying it away. The tree learns that it is not to be the bearer of a criminal, but instead Christ crucified. The Lord and the cross become one, and they stand together as victors, refusing to fall, taking on insurmountable pain for the sake of mankind. The Rood and Christ are one in the portrayal of the Passion. They are both pierced with nails, mocked and tortured. Then, just as with Christ, the cross is resurrected and adorned with gold and silver. It is honored above all trees, just as Jesus is honored above all men. The cross then charges the visionary to share all that he has seen with others. In section 3, the author gives his reflection about his vision. The vision ends, and the man is left with his thought. He gives praise to God for what he has seen and is filled with hope for eternal life, and his desire to once again be near the glorious cross.